Hi, my name is Greg Galvin again. This is video blog number 4 for REC310. With the circumstances of the certain quarantines that are being put in place, especially around California, but all around the world, you can see the background around me has changed a little bit. But so I wanted to go over kind of the whole process with how the leisure activity went. Now, first and foremost, I think the first thing to say is that I did not complete a full scarf, unfortunately. With the circumstances of what's going on right now, I was called into work more than I had hoped to. So this week I worked a full 40 hours. And due to the nature of my job, which is IT, we needed to be able to provide full support for everybody working from home. And so that was a great challenge to me. And that was something that I knew was going to be a problem at the very first, point in this project. And if you look back to my video blog number 1, like I kind of predicted and knew, the problems that I was going to run into throughout the project was going to be that I don't really have that much leisure time to begin with for myself, and so trying to dedicate more time to doing a leisure project, which was really a school project, was going to be also kind of difficult. That being said, I was able to get a good amount of progress, and I was able to learn how to, in fact, knit. Perhaps not knit fantastically, but I know the process now of how to do it. And so, just as an example, so this is what I have thus far with the project that I was working on, like my main project. And so, like I said, nowhere near a scarf, but the reason why it's still on the needles is because I really enjoyed what I was doing. And so I have all intent to finish this scarf. It's just due to the circumstances, I was not able to complete it right now. In addition to that, this isn't the first scarf that I had, I suppose. This took me a while to get figured out with this is the project that I wanted to do, or this is the exact scarf that I wanted to do. I had started on another scarf, which took me a great deal of time, took a great deal of time out of what I could have been doing for this one. But unfortunately, I decided to switch the project probably about halfway through the time that we had, which was not really the best idea. Just for instance, I still have that one, and I again also want to kind of finish this one, but it's a little bit less of a something that I can do right this second, especially since I'm into the other one. So this is that scarf. This is the start of what I was working on, and so as you can tell, smaller needles, smaller thread. So this progress is about half the manual work of that one, maybe a little bit more than half, even though it's so much smaller. And that's just because it's so much more tight knit, literally. And so I feel like if I would have started with that one and then kept going with that one, I would have been more successful in the long run. But I do believe that this is something that I want to continue doing, especially since I have the materials now, which is something that I had already struggled with before. Like the idea that I didn't have the materials necessary to start with it, and that's why I never did it before. But I think other than the time restrictions I had, this activity challenged me because it came down to being something that I had to be simultaneously relaxed with, but also careful with. So in both of my scarves that I had down there, or both of the projects, I have a few holes in it, and that's just, it's a little bit carelessness, a little bit, I was still trying to figure everything out. And so dealing with those mistakes, and you can't really do much about it when you're doing the scarf. So dealing with that was something that I personally struggled with, but overall, like I really did enjoy it. I really do think that this isn't something that should just be identified as like this is a women's activity, although typically it is. I think what it comes down to is that what I enjoyed about it is that I was still able to make something with my hands, and that's something that I enjoy doing. Up until this semester, I was in an engineering program, and that doesn't stop. I'm somebody who likes to work with my hands, and so it started out with, like I said in my first video blog, Legos and stuff, and being able to physically, make something of my own, with my own two hands. That's never going to be something that I'll say no to, including this. It doesn't matter, what typically this is identified as. This is something that really sparked my interest, and like I said, I'm going to continue to do this. And if there's any guys or girls that were interested in starting this activity, I would very much recommend them. Just getting into it, even if it means getting the cheapest knitting needles and the cheapest yarn on Amazon or something. And especially right now, it's a perfect activity to be doing if you're trying to find something to do if you're already done with your schoolwork. Work is a little bit tough. It's a perfect activity. So with that, this was my leisure project. So if you have any questions at all, YouTube, perfect. Google, also perfect. Anything with these leisure activities, you're going to be able to find the resources that you need. So once again, this is Greg Galvin for REC310 and video blog number 4.